Hello everyone, this is Game Learner again, and today we're going on a journey through the 15 best role-playing games of recent years, in my opinion, of course. This list features true legends of the gaming industry that have shaped the RPG genre and remain forever etched in the hearts of many gamers. From old-school classics to modern masterpieces, each of these games absolutely deserves your attention. If you're ready to dive into the world of epic RPG adventures, let's get started. Subscribe, give a thumbs up. I'd be thrilled to see your support. Ghost of Tsushima is, in many ways, a traditional open-world game. However, what sets it apart from others prevents it from feeling like just another entry in the overdone open-world genre. Its elevated, almost poetic atmosphere, stunning graphics, and commitment to historical authenticity can captivate even someone who has long given up on games of this type or is generally distant from gaming altogether. Ghost of Tsushima is undoubtedly an incredibly beautiful game. The graphics are of an exceptionally high quality. Sucker Punch Studios skillfully utilized the capabilities of their engine to bring breathtaking game locations to life. And the gameplay doesn't disappoint either. The combat system stands out particularly well. It's focused on elegant, deep fighting. 4 samurai stances, various weapons, different combinations, and so on. Battles with Mongol warriors span from the beginning to the end of the game, and the attention given to them is simply impressive. This is probably the best aspect of the game. In terms of gameplay, the combat is as varied as it gets, offering tons of ways to turn Mongols into mincemeat. Killing enemies in this game never gets old throughout the entire playthrough. To sum it up, Ghost of Tsushima is a game you want to lose yourself in. It's a balanced and cohesive project, yes, with some minor flaws in the story, but stubborn, serious, and true to its code, like a real samurai. Kingdom Come! Deliverance 2 is a great recipe for any game sequel. Don't reinvent the wheel, but take what fans already love and make it even better. It's not just a worthy follow-up, it's practically a collection of everything wonderful the gaming industry can offer. Warhorse Studios has once again crafted the best historical RPG. Beloved characters, crude humor, love and friendship, respect, and teamwork. For those who jumped on the hype train and grabbed the second part, I strongly recommend not rushing. The second part isn't going anywhere, so start with the first one. It'll be a double dose of enjoyment, trust me. From the very first minutes, our protagonist is thrown into a whirlwind of events, making time fly by exceptionally fast and with pure pleasure. The visuals have improved significantly, though the first part still holds up well even today. Combat has been slightly simplified. Now there are 4 attack options instead of 6, but all the other principles of fighting remain unchanged. The immersion is brilliantly staged, and for those who haven't played the first part, there's a brief catch-up. Stealth and the interface have been enhanced, and otherwise it's still the same fantastic adventure. I really hope it's no less expansive in scope. I think you'll agree with me that, in today's gaming landscape, it's hard to believe a game like this could come out now, but it's a masterpiece from the first 30 minutes. It might even be the game of the year. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is an exciting journey into the world of Vikings, filled with adventures, battles, and historical mysteries. This game from the well-known series offers a unique opportunity to immerse yourself in Viking life, explore their culture, and create your own version of a Viking epic. One of the most impressive aspects of the game is its beautiful open world, spanning vast territories of Norway and England. You can explore picturesque landscapes, uncover secrets, investigate ancient shrines, and engage in combat with other Vikings and Saxons. This open world is crafted with remarkable attention to detail and historical accuracy, adding a unique charm to the game. The graphics and atmosphere of Valhalla are simply stunning. The game delivers breathtaking landscapes, meticulously designed characters, and an enthralling musical score, creating an unforgettable experience. Valhalla is an amazing trip into the past that enriches you with historical knowledge, gorgeous visuals, and a gripping storyline. If you're passionate about history and adventure, this game is definitely worth your attention. And honestly, you'll rarely find such beauty in any other game. The world here is insanely beautiful. Path of Exile 2 is a dark action RPG that takes the best from the first part and steps it up a notch. I didn't include Diablo in this list because this game exists. Grinding Gear Games has created a harsh and captivating game full of mysteries, where every location, from eerie forests to ancient ruins, exudes atmosphere and detail. The graphics have improved, yet they retain that signature style. The combat has been reworked. Plenty of new active skills replace the old combos, which adds to the tactical depth. And the skill tree and gem system still delight with limitless customization. The story hooks you. You're an exile dealing with the aftermath of a cataclysm. The bosses are tough and spectacular, though I'd love a bit more loot. In my opinion, it's a masterpiece for hardcore fans. The depth of builds and the atmosphere are truly immersive. But there are downsides. Newcomers might find it hard to get into, and at times the game feels overloaded with mechanics, which can get tiring. Still, if you're up for a challenge and love the Diablo style, Path of Exile 2 is a must-play. Co-op and updates only make the experience better. I didn't expect to enjoy Dragon's Dogma 2 this much. Yes, I'd seen plenty of reviews and takes with negative conclusions, but for some reason, I still approached it half expecting just another generic open-world RPG. The pawn system, the open world, interacting with pawns, and training them. It all blew me away in a good way. It's been a while since I last felt that kind of fear in a game. Not the horror kind, but the kind that creeps up when you realize one mistake could send you back to respawn. At first I felt overwhelmed by the gigantic open world, with insane distances to cover from the starting town. But then you stumble upon a cave, find a chest, get ambushed by a boss, notice something else, and it just keeps going like that throughout the entire game. In short, this game won't let you get bored for a single second. I also loved the variety in how you can play. Depending on how you tackle a quest, it can even get to the point where reading a note or overhearing an NPC's line changes the default way the mission unfolds. All in all, friends, I've decided I'll definitely replay this game, maybe even more than once. I highly recommend giving Dragon's Dogma 2 a shot. You'll absolutely enjoy it. Just a heads up though, the strong point here isn't the story, and that's important to know. It's really the gameplay and world exploration that shine. No Rest for the Wicked is almost my dream game, though I feel like they'll be polishing it for another year or two at least. It's an isometric action RPG with Souls-like elements, a cool, unique style, and visuals that include crafting, resource gathering, and home building, among other things. Co-op is planned for the future. Even PvP is in the works. And on top of that, it has a pretty intriguing dark fantasy storyline, tough bosses, a loot system, and even some roguelike features. This game from the creators of Fortnite got a lot of people excited, myself included. Before release, I imagined a ton of things about it, and you know what? I got almost everything I hoped for. Varied gameplay, challenging fights where you have to study your enemies, and even the most basic foe can send you back to the nearest bonfire. The multi-layered world is packed with secrets, shortcuts, and other neat stuff, plus a story where you can't easily tell who's who. Is this one your friend? The graphics and sound are top-notch. The game looks rich and detailed, with physics applied to tons of small objects. Overall, it's a very pleasing visual experience, sometimes downright striking. From Ori, it was clear that the studio's artists and designers are among the best in the industry. If you've been wanting to play a mix of Diablo and Dark Souls, then welcome. Give it a try. It might just click for you. Mount and Blade 2 is a story about how the simplest person can become someone legends are written about later. Oh, I've lost count of how many hours I've sunk into this game. Here, you can become a great commander, a wise ruler, or even a conqueror of entire kingdoms. From the very start, Bannerlord captivates with its atmosphere. The world lives its own life. Some villages thrive, others fall into ruin, armies fight for territory, merchants trade, and bandits raid caravans. And in this world, you're not just a bystander, you're a part of it. The battles in Mount and Blade 2 are something incredible and truly massive. You can lead hundreds of warriors into combat, personally giving them orders, like how to form ranks or flanks, or whether to attack or hold the line. The immersion in these battles is really top-notch, but Mount and Blade 2 isn't just about fighting. There's room for political intrigue too. For example, you can forge alliances or betray them, marry the daughter of a powerful lord, or even establish your own kingdom. Be careful though, friends. One wrong move could make you an enemy of an entire realm, while a smart alliance might lead you to victory in a major war. If you want to experience the true flavor of the Middle Ages, take part in epic battles, and craft your own legend, Mount and Blade is definitely worth a try. Banishers. Ghosts of New Eden is a game that truly left an impression. From the first minutes, you're plunged into the grim world of colonial America, where two ghost hunters tackle some tough challenges. The story grabs you right away. It's got drama and tough choices that actually matter. I like that the characters, even the minor ones or ghosts, are well developed. Each has their own backstory, which adds depth. The graphics are excellent. Dark forests, misty valleys, abandoned settlements, everything's crafted with care and it's hard to look away. The music is solid too, enhancing the atmosphere. Tense in some moments, touching in others. The gameplay is decent. You fight ghosts, explore the area, and make decisions that genuinely affect the characters in the world. The choices can stump you. You sit there wondering what to do. The combat is okay, but not perfect, though the stories and vibe elevate the game to a high level. Sometimes, though, there are too many dialogues, which slows the pace a bit. Overall, if you value games with a strong story and something to think about, this one's definitely worth your time. I recommend giving it a shot. If you're looking for a game that'll hit you emotionally and give your mind something to chew on, this is it. Skyrim is one of the best games in history. Bethesda managed to create a timeless classic that people happily return to even decades later. And it's not just about the huge potential for mods or the endless re-releases that Todd Howard keeps trying to sell for the 10th time. It's all about the incredible blend of genres, role-playing, open-world survival, and dungeon crawler. Few games can boast such an amazing cocktail where everything fits together so seamlessly. The main story revolves around stopping a dragon that, according to prophecy, is destined to destroy the world. The role-playing system lets you choose a race and class, which play a significant role in the story, as they do in any Bethesda game. Players can join guilds, develop skills, hunt for special gear in dungeons, and explore the world. Skyrim is one of the most highly rated games ever. Even after almost 15 years, it still impresses with its graphics, freedom, and incredibly beautiful music. The game also supports mods, allowing a massive community to create and share their own additions, improvements, and expanded features. It's a true milestone in the gaming industry, unmatched to this day. Zoomers, if you haven't played this game yet, I recommend giving it a try. Despite technical issues at launch, bugs, and overall roughness, Cyberpunk 2077 became the first breakthrough next-gen title that stunned players with its gorgeous and highly technological graphics, stunning style, and unmatched storyline. Over 3 years, CD Projekt Red diligently fixed bugs and refined their creation, ultimately delivering a polished version of one of the best role-playing games in history. After the release of the Phantom Liberty expansion and patch version 2.0, millions of players finally recognized Cyberpunk's greatness and its significant impact on the entire gaming industry. The gameplay of Cyberpunk blends elements of an immersive sim and a role-playing game. Players have a massive city to explore, packed with diverse quests, characters, and meticulously crafted side missions. Cyberpunk 2077 is one of the most beautiful games in the industry right now. It's often used to test hardware performance and serves as a benchmark for capabilities. Plus, mods can transform the game beyond recognition. Despite the initial launch troubles, all those bugs, and the dreadful version on last-gen consoles, Cyberpunk 2077 ultimately became one of the best RPGs in history and rightfully earned positive reviews from players. Disco Elysium is a game I'd want to recommend to everyone. It sets an incredible standard for text-driven gameplay compared to other titles. Seriously, the only thing better might be reading a well-translated book. This is the first project from Elysium, a studio that poured and continues to pour their heart into it, as the game has been supported since its release and still is. It's the first RPG where I didn't feel like reloading after a bad choice or a failed roll, because here, failure opens up possibilities you can't get with success. It's a game that can teach you a ton of fundamental life lessons from scratch, from totally different perspectives, without ever putting one above the others. You can stick to any world view, shape the protagonist into any archetype, and the game won't let you forget it for a second. It even shoves your choices right back in your face. The branching dialogue is unreal. I've never seen such outcomes in any other game. The world of Disco Elysium was crafted over years by a deeply melancholic person from Estonia, and you can feel that throughout the entire experience. It's got an unusual attribute system, items that impact gameplay more than, say, those in Cyberpunk, rich lore, and a ton of fun from what unfolds. Friends, this is true RPG, which means in the end, it all comes down to you. You know, every project from Software deserves attention, but in reality, all these games are essentially what you'd call a reskin of Demon's Souls. Honestly, the developers don't even shy away from reusing the same assets, animations, monsters, even locations. And Elden Ring is no exception. It's still the good old Dark Souls at its core, but now with mythology crafted by the well-known author of the A Song of Ice and Fire series. Yes, friends. The very same person who wrote the novel Game of Thrones. The main story unfolds in the mysterious world of the lands between, where you, as a nameless character, must restore the shattered Elden Ring and become the new lord. Unlike previous From Software titles, Elden Ring lets you freely explore a vast open world filled with dangerous enemies, terrifying bosses, dragons, and allies. Elden Ring is a stunningly beautiful game, especially from an aesthetic standpoint. It boasts an incredible visual style and an indescribable atmosphere. The local landscapes and castles impress with their detail and pleasing design, while the soundtrack amplifies the game's emotional impact. Elden Ring has become one of the most significant games of its time. It's hard to believe even now. Larian Studios has set a new quality benchmark for future RPGs and permanently changed how big publishers view isometric role-playing games. The studio went through a tough and winding journey. They nearly shut down due to commercial failures, crowdfunded on Kickstarter twice, faced constant rejections from owners of well-known franchises, but they didn't give up and ultimately achieved resounding success. The main storyline of Baldur's Gate 3 follows a group of heroes infected with illithid parasites, which grant them powerful abilities, but could turn them into monsters at any moment. Players must embark on a dangerous adventure to find a way to remove the parasites and save Baldur's Gate from a looming threat. A key part of the gameplay is exploring a world packed with multi-layered quests, unique characters, and dungeons filled with rare artifacts and treasures. Baldur's Gate 3 is one of the most beautiful games in the RPG genre today. In the end, critics were absolutely thrilled with the project, and players still keep experimenting with its mechanics, showing no signs of leaving the outskirts of Baldur's Gate. I wholeheartedly recommend it. I'd even say I strongly recommend it even if you're not a fan of D&D or the CRPG genre. I wasn't either until I got into Baldur's Gate 3. So, give it a try, friends! Black Myth Wukong. Here's my take. This is what a real game for people should look like. It's not just a commercial project or a tool for some agenda. It's a game made with soul, with love for its audience, its culture, and the gaming industry as a whole. I think many of you are tired of overhyped games chasing modern trends and pushing various narratives on us. And all of that genuinely harms the competitive landscape of the gaming industry, which is really sad. That's exactly why I liked Wukong so much. It's a game that's honest with its players. Everything the developers showed us in the trailers turned out to be true, and in some ways, it even exceeded my expectations. The visuals are stunning. The world is incredibly detailed, whether it's temples, bosses, or the design of armor and weapons. And the soundtrack? It's a standalone work of art. My verdict on the game is this. Among all the new releases in 2024, Black Myth, Wukong truly deserves the title of Game of the Year, not Astro Bot. That's my subjective opinion. The Witcher 3, friends, isn't just a game, it's a phenomenon. A cultural milestone and a true masterpiece that crashes over you like a wave, sweeping you into an epic fantasy world you don't want to leave for reality. CD Projekt Red didn't just craft a story. They built a layered saga about love, loss, struggle, and choice. Geralt of Rivia isn't a superhero. He's a man with his fears, flaws, mistakes, and weariness, crossing a war-torn world in search of his adopted daughter, Ciri. Every decision he makes echoes powerfully, altering the fates of characters. And it's not just about the main story, friends. The side quests are so well thought out they could be standalone masterpieces. Take the Bloody Baron quest, for example. On one hand, it's a drama about alcoholism, violence, and lost love. On the other, it's a tale of monsters, not always the external kind. Its ending hits you right in the gut. And it's like that everywhere. Fighting monsters is pure choreography. Sword, magic, alchemy. Geralt wields them all like a maestro. Battles with griffins, vampires, or even regular wolves are always dynamic and demand tactics from you. And the moral choice system? Forget black and white. There are no good decisions here, only consequences, and they always feel personal. But the real star is the world. From the dense forests of Velen to the magnificent Novigrad, every detail is crafted with love. Every corner brimming with life, making you want to explore it all. The thick grass rustles under Roach's hooves, and the wind tousles Geralt's hair on Skellige's snowy peaks. It's not just graphics, it's visual poetry. The Witcher 3 isn't a game, it's a journey. It's a story that stays with you forever, lessons you carry away, and emotions you can't forget. This game went down in gaming history as the best of all time, and that's no accident. It's a legendary game, and once you finish it, you'll understand what I've been talking about here. Well, friends, that was my list of the best RPGs which I strongly recommend you play. Each of these games is unique and deserves your attention. And what RPGs have you played? Share your favorites in the comments. I'd love to read them. Don't forget to give a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, of course. I'd be incredibly grateful. Thanks for watching. Hugs to you all. Take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Bye for now.